Hey everyone, Aaron here, and welcome back to another episode of Mayoiga or The Lost Village. This is episode 3 review. As always, guys, I will have some spoilers. I will not spoil every single little detail, but I will spoil, I'll tell you right now, the ending because it's a very significant ending. And I also want to spoil some of the more deeper stuff that happens in the episode, but I won't spoil everything. I'll keep you guys a little bit of a loop with some things. Now, last episode we had two characters disappear. We had Mazaki and we had the rapper guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but they disappeared. And our group, who are reconvened at the town square, is now deciding how we're gonna go about finding them. Well, they find Mazaki pretty early on. Actually, they find her in a ditch, and she looks a little bit ruffled up, but she really is not per se hurt or damaged or anything like that. And right away they start interrogating her on what happened. Now she says right away that the rapper actually was telling her to let's go somewhere, and everyone right away thinks, oh, okay, so he planned on maybe doing something with her, lewd wise. But they think that what happened then was that she pushed him off or fought him off and maybe injured him in the process and ran off and then injured herself in the process. So they think, maybe she's the reason why he's not back yet. But she swears that she did not see him, after a certain point because he went to investigate something and lo and behold, disappeared. Now, Mitsumune gets kind of pissed off at the kind of constant berating of, this interrogation method they have on her. So he sides up with her right away, of course. And she runs off at one point, though, but what then happens a little bit is a little off track where we start getting it's kind of a little bit of a wackier point of the episode where they decide, hey, you know what, let's figure out where we're going to live. And we have Valkine, who is one of the kind of yelling people. He's been yelling nonstop all the time. He's kind of seems like he has a very bad attitude. He decides he's going to go look for Rapperkun by himself. Now, what kind of is, I think, the weaker part of the show is when they're trying to figure out who's going to be siding with who, in per se, in terms of housing, where they're going to go house, and how the boys and girls are going to be separated and all that. That was a little bit weaker, but it was necessary also to figure out who's going to be living with who. But it was a little bit kind of just thrown in there. It seemed a little too fast, if that makes any sense. Just after they're trying to look for a lost guy, and all of a sudden now they're just focusing on housing. It's a little off. It's a little weird to me, but that's not a big deal. Now, further on, there's more struggles where Jack and Hayoko-kun, I think his name was, they get into a fight. Jack comes back with a weapon of some sort. I forgot. I think it's a hoe. That's what it's called. He tries to attack him and does hit him at one point. And we learn a little bit more of Jack's background story, which I will not go into too much. But what they decide to do is actually confine him to a jail that they got Valkon found. Now, within that moment also, we find out Valkon's a little bit more of his background story of why he wants to be in this Lost Village so bad, because apparently he used to be at a firm, and he used to be a designer of software security, and lo and behold, everything kind of went sour, and he blames society for that going sour. So he wants to go, he wanted to go to this Lost Village to kind of start over. Now, skipping ahead a little bit toward the end, what interesting happens here is that Mitsumune again runs into one of the other girls, and it's the girl who really doesn't per se like him per se. She doesn't hate him, but more so likes him in the sense that she feels like he's being too nice, but at the same time he's probably got some ulterior motive. Which, by the way, a lot of people think that when you're nice, you have some ulterior motive. But I think Mitsumune is actually just trying to be nice and kind, and he's a little bit doofus from that same purpose also because he doesn't understand how girls work per se. But what happens then is another girl who's always been screaming from the beginning of the series, who she loves apparently torture and loves executing people, comes and right away attacks Mitsumune and throws him off into a bridge. And they struggle a little bit. He pushes her off, but the episode ends, and here's the best part, where Mitsumune is looking ahead and sees a body going down the river, and thus the episode ends just like that. I'll tell you, that actually has impact. I don't know who that body was. It could have been Rapperkun, but I'm not 100% sure yet either, because you only see a little bit of his clothing and you see just a little bit of his detail, but you don't see everything perfectly. I'll tell you right now, this was a lot better of an episode than I think the last few episodes for this, and it really had me intrigued because I love the way they're doing the kind of horror aspect of this, not really putting everything in your face. Like, for example, the bear that's apparently going around that they're worried about, and a lot of them are fearing for their lives because of this bear. They're not focusing too much on that. They're focusing more so on the critical aspects of, can they live in this society with one another when already you have people who want to leave the place, and you want to have people that want to kind of execute people right off the bat for doing horrible things. It's a little bit crazy, and I think that this is going to be a really big moment of the show when you find out who killed that guy, because I have a feeling that most likely we're going to get further deaths from that. Anyways, though, I'll say right now, it was a great episode. I highly enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Like I said, I kept a little bit, a few faucets here and there because I don't want to spoil everything. I want you guys still to have some fun watching the episode if you haven't. Because I do know that some people don't watch reviews of episodes before watching anime. I don't know why. I think personally you should watch the episode first and then watch a review for it. But I did leave a little bit, a few things not spoiled completely in there, so definitely worth it. So like you learn a little bit, like I said, about Jack's past, and I'm not gonna spoil what exactly that was. But this episode was really good. Shows promise for the rest of the series. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick review. I will talk to you all later. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, whatever you want. Anyways, have a good night, everyone. Bye bye.